Every single day, we're navigating this digital world that's just built on agreements. We click accept, we agree to terms, we trade a little bit of our data for some kind of service. But what if I told you there's one agreement you've made without ever even seeing the contract? An unspoken deal that has a huge effect on how you think and feel every day. So let's just ask it straight up. Beyond all the obvious stuff, what have you really consented to when you're just scrolling through your feed or opening up an app? We're so used to just going through the motions, but it's really worth taking a beat to think about what these digital handshakes actually mean. All right, this one's pretty familiar to all of us. You need directions, so you let your map app see where you are. It's a really straightforward, explicit trade. You give some data, you get a service. Simple enough. And then, of course, there are cookies, that little banner that pops up on pretty much every website you visit. We consent to being tracked for stuff like targeted ads. Again, it's a familiar, if maybe a little vague, digital agreement. And this is the big one, right? The endless scroll of legal text we just fly past to smash that I agree button. We're technically consenting to everything in there, even though, let's be honest, we have almost no idea what it says. But even this is a form of consent, flawed as it might be. So all of those things have one thing in common. You were, at least, shown a button to click. But there is a deeper, way more fundamental level of engagement that you were never, ever asked about. And that is what we're really digging into today. So that thing you were never asked about, well, it's this huge missing piece in our digital lives. A layer of consent that's so fundamental, we don't really even have the words for it yet. This missing consent, it actually has a name. Emotional flooding. Just think about it for a second. It's that jolt you get from a shocking headline, or that sudden wave of anger from some controversial post, or that spike of anxiety from an urgent notification. You didn't ask for any of those feelings. They were just pushed right at you. And this really gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Your nervous system, your body's own biological stress response, is being triggered to capture and hold on to your attention. It's basically being treated like a resource, something to be mined for engagement, just like bandwidth or a computer's processing power. You never ever signed up for that. Yeah, and don't get it twisted, this emotional flooding thing, it is not some random accident. It's actually a core feature of the digital world we're all living in. Okay, so this whole unspoken agreement really breaks down into three main things. First, there's the constant emotional activation. It's like this low-grade hum of fight or flight that so many of us feel when we're online. Second, your attention is treated like a utility. It's just a commodity that needs to be captured. And third, and this is the most important part, it all happens by engaging your nervous system directly without ever asking for your permission first. So what's the big deal? What's the real consequence here? Well, when our nervous systems are being engaged without our consent, something absolutely fundamental is put at risk: our own personal agency. I'm talking about our actual ability to choose for ourselves. Okay, this next part is so important to get right. This is not a debate about free speech or censorship. Any and all content has a right to exist out there. The issue isn't what's being said. The problem is being exposed to it without any choice. It's being algorithmically yanked into the most intense, most activating content before you've even had a chance to decide if you want to see it. And you can see how this happens step by step. First, consent just disappears from the equation. An autoplay video starts, a notification buzzes, you're already engaged. Then, since you got pulled in without choosing, your reaction is just automatic. A reflex, an angry comment, a quick share. And over time, this habit of just reacting quietly wears away at your agency, your power to just pause, think, and then shoot. But listen, this isn't all doom and gloom. Not at all. Once we can actually name the problem, we can start to figure out a solution. And that solution is all about taking back something we've kind of lost along the way. And let's be super clear about something right now. The answer isn't to just throw your phone in a river and disconnect from modern life. I mean, that's just not realistic or even desirable for most of us, right? This is about changing the terms of engagement, not ending it completely. No, this is about something else. It's about restoring a right that should be totally fundamental in our digital age, the right to control your own attention and your own emotional state. It's about putting you back in the driver's seat. And here it is, the whole idea in a nutshell. The right to choose when you engage. It's the power to opt into intensity instead of just having it shoved at you. It's about demanding that moment of peace, that little bit of space between the thing that happens and how you react to it. It's about consent, but at the neurological level. So I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Think about your day online. Imagine you had a pause button. Not for a video, but for your own attention. A button that could stop that flood of information and emotion right before it overwhelms you. When would you use it? Whatever your answer is, that's where the fight for our digital agency really begins.